Well, he's here. Finally.
Oh.
Only, how many days late? 4 days late?
Oh, no.
Killian, tell everyone what you did.
Ich hab mein Pass verloren.
No.
Shut up.
Say
No.
it through English. English
Off
only,
Byrne.
please.
Now, no more this German shite. You're in the bad books.
We were supposed to record a podcast, and I had a flight the same day, and I misplaced my passport. As you guys know, I've been going through quite a hard time.
Shut up. No.
Moving sympathy should be on me. And we ended
Be a
up,
man, Killian.
I lost my passport, and my mum found it for me.
Your mum.
And then my dad had to drive me to the airport because I was so late.
Yeah.
And I sat in the car, and I thought, I'm a little baby.
Very attractive. Very attractive. Hot and loud.
And a little bit sad.
He was the best guy around.
Oh my, is it hot in here or what?
You're an attractive guy.
It's the fabulous Tony Cantwell.
I'm talking about Shane Daniel Byrne.
People keep asking me, I was drinking Rerot at a party and they were like, do you have literally loads of Rerot? And I said, no, I have some. They do give me some as part of this deal.
Yes.
But you know what I also did? I bought some of my own.
Oh, it's delicious.
Just
I
like
like
the
it.
people that are listening to this that we want them to do.
Yes. I mean, that's the idea, I suppose.
That's what it is.
Advertising 101, baby.
Brass tacks.
But it is good. You bought it yourself. That's what you're saying. It's a nice beer, and they support us. Which
And
is
it's just
quite
so
nice
light
too.
and fresh. Killian, did they have Reraw in Germany?
No, and that's why I will never return.
Oh, wow. All that beer, but it doesn't touch a delicious, light and fresh can of Reraw Irish Lager. At Reraw Beer on Instagram.
And I felt so bad for ruining not just, I mean, I care about you guys. I care about you, Shane. I care about you, Tony.
Great.
But not just ruining your day, I also ruined Hilary's day as well.
Ruined.
Yeah.
Ruined your day.
Ruined the whole weekend because it
And
was
then
before the
Yeah.
weekend.
Normally we record this day in the morning, but we couldn't because you were flying back that same
Yeah.
morning, which is weird because why would you book a return flight at the same time we record podcast?
Well, you know what? Prepare for this to be. I've started out this episode as like the villain.
Mhm.
Yeah. Watch. This is going to be one of the great turnarounds. This is a comeback special. This episode.
Can I say
I don't think so. I think you're very hungover.
I was so close to saying when you were like, "Oh, we can do one on Tuesday." I was like, "We're supposed to be doing the morning." I came so close to sending a. Okay, well, Killian, can we keep an eye on this in future? I was really close to sending a serious one.
Oh, no.
I really was.
No.
I really was.
Keep. This is just adds to the narrative of the comeback special.
Okay,
this just
great.
put me down. Put me even further down because I'm going to bring it
Your
back.
hair looks crap.
I absolutely hated. You hear this? This is a bag. Does that sound like?
This is back.
This
Does it sound like a bag?
Okay, what have you got?
I rated the German. What is it
Airport?
called? Airport.
Oh,
Berlin, Brandenburg.
what is the
I've
word?
got something for
Airport.
everyone. I've got something for everyone here. Okay.
Really?
Yeah. So
An Audi wallet for you and an Audi wallet for...
that's a callback
Or
to
who?
my terrible Christmas friend. So this is for Hilary. I'll show it on camera. Hilary, this is for you. And it says, it's a Nutella. It
says
says
Shane.
sweet moments with Nutella.
Share.
Oh.
It says share Nutella. So that is for you.
There you
Okay.
go.
This Nutella is for,
Hillary, do not get on
Hillary's
cam.
hand on cam.
this is also for Tony. I chose this one because this Nutella brownie is interesting because I feel like it's kind of passive aggressive.
Smile.
It says smile on it, which I feel is a little, isn't that what like
Yeah.
men say to women on the street?
Well, when I'm eating Nutella, I tend to be at my saddest. So
Yeah.
this is a good reminder.
So this is for you to smile.
Oh, thank you.
So
wonder
it's
what
also,
yours
I
is
just
gonna be.
thought because you
What
have
am I gonna
kids,
get?
and then I thought, you've got kids, so you'll want
That's beautiful.
You'll want Nutella, and the kids will love it. And then for Shane, and classic aus Deutschland,
oh!
Jägermeister.
Oh my God, that's so much better.
Yeah, you
Yes.
got Jägermeister.
Thank
So-
you so much.
Yeah,
Great.
so there we go. Is the comeback special? Is it complete?
Yeah.
I like him. What else in that bag?
That's for Anna. That's also, I wasn't.
Elite German sex toys. I'm not going to
I shall
Jägermeister.
not say.
Do shop.
I do drink Jägermeister on ice when I'm in Germany.
There you go. So the comeback special is
Do
complete.
they like it over there? I tried to give some Jägermeister to some Berliners, and they scoffed at it and they said no. And then they ordered shots, which was a vodka with a kind of sherbet in it.
I don't know. Berliners are just so cool. They're just so
They were
like
so hot.
they're so hot and they're so cool and they're so like. We were outside a bar and the guy didn't know I was a comedian, and I was chatting with my brother, and he was like, they were talking about musicians and how difficult it is being a musician, and then he was going there and he was like, yeah, and he's like a mustache and he was just like
Well, I
dressed
hate
all in
that,
black.
Yeah, that's nice.
And he was a
That's nice.
bartender in the bar that we were standing outside of, but he was just standing outside of it and there was no one at the bar and like people were waiting for drinks, but he's like, whatever. And he was like,
Wow, that's annoying.
yeah, musician is bad, but can you imagine being a stand-up comedian? And I was like, oh. And Vid, my brother, thought it was funny and he was like egging him on. And he was like, stand-up comedians, they're like fucking, you know, hey, I'm talking about something in a really stupid way. I'm on Netflix. Very unfunny. And I'd had a couple of drinks and I just said to him, listen, man, do you have a fucking problem with me or something?
Did you?
Wow.
And then I stormed off, and then Finn said that he said, which really makes me seem like an idiot. The guy said, for a stand-up comedian, I feel like he should be able to take a joke. And I was like, oh God, I really should have.
I know,
I
but
didn't know
there's
you
a
were
certain-
riding die for us, Killian. Our
I
elite
just
team
think
of
when you come
stand-ups.
from my community, you know, when you come from my community, from my people, you know, our tribe runs deep. You know, I haven't seen my family in like 10 years. I spent Christmas with you guys. Obviously, I don't. You know, come from my community. You best not miss.
If you cut me, do I not laugh?
I bleed laughter.
I bleed
When you
lols.
cut my wrists,
Our
I
blood
bleed
is
laughter.
so silly though. It comes out going, ooh.
Yeah.
Fart
Like silly
noises
string.
when I'm bleeding. It's like.
Probably.
Anyway, great to be back. Sorry for fucking up everyone's Friday,
Not
but
at all.
I gave you Nutella and Jägermeister.
Yeah.
I feel like that's an amends.
Me and Shane went for ramen and we had a nice time.
Mm.
And we had a little, you know, a standard kind of little bitch about people.
Okay.
And then
About me.
no, actually we didn't this time.
We actually didn't give out.
No,
much
actually,
at
sorry,
all.
we didn't this time.
We just
What are
had
you
a cute
what are you saying
lunch.
this time?
Just like
That this time indicates that you have done so before, or almost you regularly bitch about.
well,
me.
actually, I'll tell you, there was a couple of offers on the table about what we could do in your absence because we were both here, right? There were some people were saying, will we call in Peter McGann? Michael Fry was spotted in the vicinity and
Getting
there
lunch.
was getting lunch,
Oh,
and there was
no.
talks of getting him in, and then we decided no.
This is like the
Because
bloody-
we had a
we don't do
podcast
this.
in the bank. If we didn't have a podcast ready to go, we would have done one without you. But we had one, so we would have. So there you go.
This is like transfer deadline day. It's like all these comedians are spotted in the area.
Yeah.
It's so,
Should we do that?
Twitter
sometime?
would be exploding. It's like, well, the Young Hot Guys podcast is obviously looking for someone now that Killian's gone to Berlin. Michael Fry was spotted getting a chicken fillet roll in the area. We don't know if he's been talking to them. We don't know what the negotiation rate is. We know obviously that would be a big land for the Young Hot Guys podcast. But will that mean an end to Killian Sundermann?
Well, you know, he's been on loan from Morton and Burke for a while, and he's been really adding a lot of music to that team, and he's got like a musical memes that he does, and who knows what he could bring to the Young Hot Guys.
And then, of course, one of those series podcasts about football, which I love to do. And, obviously, the Young Hot Guys, it's been, certain style of play has changed a lot of things. And we're looking, in terms of the club's ownership, I mean, HeadStuff HeadStuff have come in as very, erstwhile, owners. But what influence is Hilary having on the Young Hot Guys? You have to start to ask yourself those kind of things. And, I mean, some of the play from HeadStuff, I mean, this has come back to the 90s.
Anyway,
I think you could pretty convincingly do an entire podcast of that. Of
Yeah.
just like parody.
You
But
know
it would
what
be
other
so
one I
real.
love? I love.
you're a master of like background conversation that you would hear that could go on for a long time.
I
But when you
like-
put it to the forefront. It's just so funny.
I like the pate footage. I like those
Yeah.
voices, those old BBC voices. I heard one on the radio when I was a kid, and I was like, "That is the greatest thing I ever heard."
What's
it was
that
like,
one?
like those
Why don't you
old
get a
sh-
hair? Beatles? Why don't you get a haircut?
Yeah. Shouldn't you be? There was one about Ireland, and it was like Charles de Gaulle was visiting Dublin or something, and it was like,
there they are, Charles de Gaulle and Eamon de Valera. They stand side by side in stride. They could be brothers, two towering men standing side by...
I was like, and I was whatever, like 14, going, "That's the best thing I've ever heard in my
That's
life.
so
Like, that
good.
is the best thing I've ever heard in my life."
That is cool. That's a cool voice, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It's like it's like it's just rich, isn't it? Like that's why
Charles
it
de
was
Gaulle,
just
a name
rich.
developed.
Like that's why I even found it was so weird. Like when you watch like even Beatles, like that's literally from like the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s up to 60s. Literally up to 60s, you wouldn't hear any kind of. You wouldn't hear like a northern voice. You wouldn't hear any kind of Scouse voice. You wouldn't hear like a
It's
Prussian
a fake voice, and they
It's a
also
fake
the Irish
rich voice.
RTE. If you look at RTE from 60s into the 70s, right up actually in the news, even into the 80s and 90s, I think they did this kind of Englishy accent, not quite that RP, that voice. They do that RP for Shakespeare, which is of course not true, not accurate as
RP?
to received pronunciation. It's kind of like the Queen's English.
Oh yes,
kind of like that. But actually, to do it on Shakespeare is inaccurate because Shakespeare's is Birmingham, I think, isn't he? So I think if you do it in a Brummie,
he was a Brummie.
Yeah, but he's a Brummie. But if you do it in the rhythm of that accent, it's better. But anyway, that's also not true because that many years ago, I think it'd be very difficult for us to understand each other if we spoke to someone from the Elizabethan times.
I remember my brother said to my dad, when you were young, did they say like thee and thy and all that shit?
Yeah.
And he's like, my dad was so offended. Like, how old do you think I am?
The olden days, children just take on this expression in the olden days. I heard when I was a kid that that they used to make toothbrushes from pig bristles. And I was like to my dad, you used to brush your teeth with, and he'd be like, not me. And I was like, what? I don't know. You expect your parents to live in that kind of like rotting flesh and
still pretty fucking bleak. Like the Snapper isn't that long ago, but it looks absolutely bleak. Like when you see them in the pubs and they're all smoking and
that's how you feel about working class people.
no, just
that looks so bleak, doesn't it? What a bleak existence.
Why don't you get any more money?
Some of the children were sharing bedrooms.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds
No,
dire.
just when you're in a pub and it's just so smoky and it's just
Not
like
one of them had been to New York.
Where do they do their Christmas shopping?
I grew up around there. Okay,
Yeah, okay.
Not near, but close enough. No, but I just feel like the technology hasn't changed. Like it didn't change almost like from the 30s or something all the way to like the late 80s. It just seems to look all kind of the same.
Yeah.
You know, that's all the point I had to make.
I think it's all bleak all the time. Dublin's just a bleak looking place. Ireland as a whole. You ever just look at Dublin and the sky is completely grey and like the street, it just looks a bit like
Dublin, you beautiful bastard.
like I love it.
Dublin when the sun's out.
Yeah.
Dublin, I am in you. Where are you? I'm back in from London. I'm in you. Dublin, you beautiful bastard.
That is a real part of generation emigration, right? Where remember when everyone, Killian, you probably in school, but when our age, people left, right? And they all went to Australia's and London's and all.
Mm-hmm.
And then they came home and everyone had a going away party. We went to many going away parties. Then they'd come home, you'd all go out, blah, blah. And then the next time they come home, you didn't go. You're like, I'm not going anymore. You know what I mean? It's like, and they kept going, I'm back. What's happened? I was like, we've all changed.
Yeah.
Like, things have changed. We are recessionistas now.
You left.
Yeah, you left. We have
What's the
earrings.
crack?
You know what I mean?
No
Yeah.
crack. You's all fucked off.
Yous are fucked
When Emma
off.
Kerwin dropped that,
That was
just
saying.
saying, broke
Yeah.
my heart because I was in London.
Yeah, you fucked off.
You fucked off.
You left.
You left. That's not very nice.
No, but that is a sad part of generation. I remember at the time feeling like, oh, this is sad. See our friendships. And now I'm like, grow up. Everyone does that. Everyone drifts apart. I always laugh at those young groups. And I think I said this already. Actually, I'm so boring. They
did.
think like we're all going to be friends forever. And say, you won't
Yeah.
because you two are going to break up. And then she is going to go out with him and have a baby. Even though they don't even actually love each other. They're just in the same friend group.
This is a warning to you, okay? Young
Yeah.
people in
if
their
you're
20s, right?
24.
If you have two mates and they're very lively and they're kind of core personalities of your overall group and they're together, you're kind of hinging yourself. This is the planet Krypton and it is going to implode. Those two will break up and the whole group is going to destroy itself. I swear this to you.
You're tying yourself
This
to a
I
sinking ship.
promise you.
Yeah. It's you've just booked 2 tickets on the Titanic.
You need to work on stronger relationships outside of those two core people.
Yeah,
Okay?
but just stop being friends with them. Yeah,
Yeah, stop being
that's
friends with
kind
them.
of what you're saying, isn't it?
Yeah.
Work on other relationships outside.
No, someone said you're going to break up, so I can't be friends with you anymore. Yeah, that's going to happen.
I would be amazed if people, just based on this podcast, after having listened to Tony, just say that will think, oh wait, 2 of my friends are quite lively and they're in a couple and they're core part of. I think I might stop being friends with them.
No, just put in the work with the other friends. You know,
Yeah, put more work in.
Yeah, and do the modern thing that everyone wants us to do and just increase your selfish levels. Become completely self-obsessed narcissist and make sure everything's about you. And before you think of your relationships, think of you. What do you want?
What do you want? Who
And
do you want?
sign up to €150 a week. And we will tell you other ways you can be a self-celebrant,
Yeah.
self-obsessed, vainglorious pig.
Yeah.
And we'll let you know.
Do you know what? Newsflash. Sorry, we just got an update there. It's actually not €150. It's actually only $5, and you can get it on HeadStuff Plus. It's called. It's actually a bonus
Young Hot
podcast.
Guys bonus weekly podcast.
Yeah, it's exclusive self-indulgence over there.
We gave up trying to think of a name for that. It's just called bonus now. That's
Oh,
it.
Didn't
really.
we call it the bonus anus?
Didn't we?
Something like that.
Boners, we called them. And there was another one, boners, simps. I don't know.
Well, on the
No,
next
no, the-
episode.
Let us know on YHG
Oh, do
Pod on
let us
Instagram
know.
and YHG Pod. YHG Pod.
Well, if you're a fan of the new one that we have, Young Hot Takes, where we give our hottest takes, that's going to be over there. Let us know. Maybe we'll make a whole podcast on that. But anyway, I'm going to pivot here. Sorry, what time is it, by the way? Just wondering what time it
Is
is.
that a new
It's
watch?
13,
Oh, are you joking me? You both have
I'm just
Casio
wondering.
gold Casio watches?
Yeah,
Yes.
we got them for each other.
No, I
We
got,
got
mine.
we got them for each other on Friday when you weren't here,
We had ramen and then we got watches.
and then we got watches for each
Tony
other.
was like, "You want to go buy watches?" I was
go
like, "I
watches.
love
Ramen
that."
Watch Friday? I missed
Yeah,
out
it
on the
was
first
great.
inaugural Ramen Watch Friday.
yeah, no,
You have to wait till next year.
Damn it.
I am.
You can't get ramen or watch till next year.
It's the only opportunity to do that.
It's lunar. We got it for Lunar New Year.
Yes, for the New Year.
Well, ramen's Japanese, and
Well,
Lunar New Year would be a
well-
Chinese.
Well, we
festival.
went
actually
to a
not-
pan-Asian place.
Pan Asian place, and also it's not to do with Chinese or anyone anymore. It's lunar. We've talked about
yes,
this.
that's true,
They've just
yeah.
changed it. No, I got this to
Dublin
totally.
City Lunar.
Do you know why I got this, Shane? And I'm going to give you a compliment now because I want to elevate myself as a comedian, and I totally admire your timekeeping when you're on stage, and I admire your graft. Can you just tell people, right? Shane had a debilitating injury, and a physio said you're going to have to quit comedy for like a week, but they did say that. You're going to have to stop. And you text me and said, my back's in bits. The physio says I can't do the gig. And I'm like, oh, well, look, I was trying to, I said, look, listen to yourself, be healthy for yourself.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, I have to do the gig. And you marched up there
I did it.
against physio's orders.
Yeah. You
And
know
I was
what's
so
amazing?
inspired about this watching myself.
Yeah, I did, and I had to. And I was actually. Here's what I did. Right, so the first gig was in Port She said, "Don't do the gigs." She's like, even the journey there, you'll be sitting too long, and it won't be good, whatever, and then you'll hurt yourself because. And I just did it anyway because I thought I can't cancel it. So I did. I arranged. Then I was like, what I'll do is I'll get the train. And I was like, that'll be easier because you can get up and walk on the train,
Yes.
and you're not sitting. So I did that, and then I arranged that I was like, this will be good. I was like, got my dad, my loving father, was like, he'll pick me up from Portlaoise. So I was like, grand.
Lovely.
I was like, yeah, and he has a heated seat in the car. Doesn't matter if it's sore coming home. I'll be fine. Go to bed. And then, didn't I do the gig? The gig was okay. The gig went well, considering. And then I got text. His car broke down on the
God.
way, and then I was like, I was really looking forward to it because I was like, a bit more car time. I know people enjoyed that. The last time I told him in a car with my parents.
That's great.
Obviously, my mother
Heated
came with
seat.
him as well at like 11 o'clock at night. The two of them were
Really?
driving.
She came as well?
The two of them. When I came home from Edinburgh, right, I said,
Picture
to,
her in her
Aidan
PJs
Green.
and a nightcap.
I came home from the Edinburgh Fringe Festival with Aidan Green, and we're not with him. We were on the same flight, and he did his show. So we both had our big bags, and I was like, he lives near me, so I was like, I'll give you a lift because my dad's picking me up. Who showed up at the airport? My mum, my dad, and my brother came along for the jaunt. I was like, and I had to say to Aidan, I was like, oh, I'm really sorry about that. I were like in waiting for our bags, and I was like, Aidan, I'm really sorry. You'll actually have to get a cab because there's no
Aidan had to
room
get
in
a
the car.
cab?
Yeah, because there's no room for
Yeah.
4 bags, and he's not sitting in the back of my brother.
Yeah,
Anyway,
my brother's lap.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
So I was like, sorry about that. So whatever. So that was funny. But yeah, she showed up. So I was like, grand. And then you know what happened? So Cabinets in Portlaoise is the live venue there. And I was like, grand, I'll have to get the green bus. This is miserable, whatever. And then it was an hour for the green bus. And then the man from Cavanagh's, PJ Kavanagh is his name.
Oh, wow.
He drove me home to my house.
What?
From his pub.
What?
I know. He drove me all the way. So if you're ever in that area and you're looking for a place to go see a live music or a
Oh, that's
comedy or a
wonderful.
drink,
Oh, I thought
Go
you were going to say
in,
if you
or
ever
pizzas.
if you ever need a lift.
If you ever
somewhere.
need a lift,
No.
PJ.
Give you a lift.
Kavanagh.
and I just, you know
Gives
the
it
way,
for
like,
free.
I was like, absolutely not. I was like, absolutely not. That's ridiculous, whatever. And he's like, I was going to get the bus to the Red Cow. Now, it would take, because they pick up every other idiot, it would
This
take.
is too much. That's too much transport information now.
Is it? Oh, no, thanks. Sorry, I'm feeling vulnerable.
No, sorry.
That's
Hillary,
insane.
cut some of that out. I'm sorry, I'm embarrassed.
No.
sorry.
Oh wow.
No, I'm
Tommy, you are coming for me today. Off air, Tommy also slagged me.
I thought it was funny. It was like planes, trains, and automobiles. Like
Okay, anyway, it was. But you could.
cars.
I was just trying to emphasize the point.
And then I was going to get the bus, but I didn't get the bus. And
Anyway,
sorry.
the point is
What was
that
with the red cow?
what
I'm sorry.
beautiful
This is where my
kindness.
comeback
What
happens
beautiful
because you guys are
kindness.
going to feast on each other, and then
Is that how
I'm
it
rising.
happens?
This is all part of the comeback. All part of the narrative.
You're not. You stay quiet.
no, the comeback is coming.
No, what about the red cow?
No,
I'm
it's
always-
just that,
no,
it's
I'm
just that I
always
was going to
interested.
go get the bus to the red cow, but that would take actually 2
With
hours,
your back,
even though it's
though.
40
With your
minutes.
back.
Yeah, it would have taken. Anyway, look, it's done now, and
How is your back?
it's all right. Not as bad. Not as bad.
Just
It's
keep-
amazing you can do the shows. Like I took the Salpatine. I don't care. Like whatever. Listen, the pharmacist listens. Pharmacists follow me quite a few. So if you're listening, I don't care. I'll take it. I'll find whatever way. And I'm going to Belfast to do a show this Saturday. And if you think for 1 second I'm not going to go to 5 pharmacies and get a load of Salpatine, you are wrong.
That's
you are
great.
sorely mistaken, sir. Sorely mistaken. Good day, sir. Leave. You stole facility drinks. Goodbye. Good day, sir. You don't mind the Salpatine up in the north. Tell you what you can get. The Nurofens, the Panadols, them guys, 45p.
Oh wow!
I'd be
Brand name.
stocking up. No, not brand name, but whatever by brand name.
like
No point.
breakfast
It's
It's
cereal.
actually
great
no
that
point
you
buying
have
brand
a
name.
legitimate excuse for Salvadine. I always have to be like, I've only found it now. Girlfriend's on my period. That's what I say. Even though I have a wife, I say my girlfriend's on her period.
Did not say, do you want a Feminex?
Is that what they normally say?
Feminex, isn't that what
Go
the other name
Feminex.
is?
While I'm lying,
Yeah, while I'm lying, I may as well say
Oh yeah, you don't even say why.
my girlfriend. Actually,
Sorry, I missed that completely.
no, I don't know why. It's just because I've been saying it for years. My girlfriend. I don't want to change it in case they get spooked.
just lie.
My
more.
girlfriend's period.
Yeah.
Oh, she tried. Yeah, she tried. everything.
Do you know if there's space out front? I parked my Tesla out front, so if you can just keep lying.
I had to get up for Kevin McGarren in Edinburgh one time. He was so hungover, and I was like, my girlfriend, and I was just thinking of him. I was visualizing him. So my girlfriend's on her period, and I was like, has she tried? Yeah, he's tried everything. I mean, and I was just like, I was thinking of Kevin the whole time. Does Killian know what crazy skydiving injury, what crazy abseiling that you did to actually injure your back in the first place?
I was
Oh,
yeah. So
geez, yeah.
I'm trying to get one of those lights made for the back of the stage that with my name. And then I said to the guy, the designer Dwayne Dugan, I was like, maybe the font from the poster, but also maybe something autography, a bit sexy. And he was like, okay. He's like, what's your autograph like? So I started signing my name, and
Where
then I
does your
got
back-
manic on it. So I leaned over. I was leaning onto the table, signing my name many times, and then out of nowhere, it was
Holy
like,
shit.
it felt like a bubble. It felt like thing, and I was like, "Wah!" Whatever, and it was huge pain.
I'm
So
still.
signing my own name on
When
paper
was-
over and
signing
over
his
again.
when
signature.
was the moment of, like, was it as you leaned over? While you
Well,
were
the physio told me that it can be any kind of leaning over like that. She's like, that's why it happens when cleaning or sweeping, because it's that leaning thing. Also, do you know what? I have to say, a bit blue, I tell you, because actually this keeps happening to me, and I'm like, oh my God, like I'm too old and too unfit. Like this has to stop. I have to know. It felt like a real, like, your body's like, you can't do this
You
anymore.
can't be
feel
leaning
yoga.
over
I
writing your
can't
name
keep-
anymore.
It's Pilates. I'm not doing yoga because I don't believe in it.
Oh.
But no, I do. Sure, go ahead. But Pilates is better than yoga for it, actually.
Oh, really?
It's
I might give that a shot.
basically your belly. As your belly increases, it's like holding up your back, like women with their boobs. You know the way those giant boob ladies get boob reductions because they're like, I'm getting back pain.
And your penis gets smaller if you don't measure from the pelvic bone.
Yeah,
That's a reference to the last episode.
Yes. What was I going to say about Pilates? I don't know. I do want to give it a shot.
Do you know the Pilates?
Oh, Pilates is great.
Sounds like it's the name of an exercise thing. It's just a German man called Pilates, and it's named after him.
Oh,
Is
really?
it?
Yeah, it's just a German lad with surname
Where is he from?
Pilates. He's German.
Oh,
Oh, wow. Does your father Helmut, does helmet come from a helmet?
What do you mean?
Does the word helmet come from a helmet?
From the
Like a motorcycle helmet?
no. It's one of the most common German names. It's
Oh,
just
really?
Helmut.
what about Hans?
Hans is more? It would be Dutch or Danish.
Get your hands off my
Yeah.
helmet.
Dutch Danish, yeah. We would say when he came home, he obviously cycles to work every day. He comes home, takes his thing, and we go, "Oh, you've got helmet hair,"
Oh, that's cute.
because his hair is helmet hair.
Yeah. All his hair.
Fine head of hair he has. Fine head of hair he has.
And you could be like, if you killed a guy called Ian,
Kill
that could
Ian.
be a thing.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
What do we think of that?
Well, I just think that would be a very big commitment
this
to the
is
bit.
trash. This
No,
is
we
a
were
trash.
good for a second ago.
Nah, it's a trash podcast. This is trash. Look, don't bother. Tony was saying about that signing up. Don't bother.
No, dude.
It's more of this crap. You don't need that in your life.
What would you tell your 20-year-old self to give you?
Why don't?
What's your biggest day?
I think, just believe and just don't be scared and go for it. And
I would say love. What would you tell baby Shane? We'll get a small picture of Shane,
Say
like in
baby Shane.
RuPaul.
Okay, the RuPaul.
Oh, we'll do the RuPaul. Right, there's a picture of baby Shane. Do we have a picture?
Here.
This. All right, that's baby Shane.
That's an old man.
Yeah,
That's a sort of sketch of an old
baby
man.
Shane here. And what would you tell little baby Shane?
RuPaul. I would tell him it is going to be. People are going to not say you are amazing. They are going to not listen to you, and people are going to be hurtful to you, and the whole world seemingly is against you. But one day you will wear makeup and show them all.
One day they will all bow down, and you will snatch that crown.
I haven't watched RuPaul
I've stopped.
Drag Race like religiously or anything like
You
that.
said that very like RuPaul. My brother called it one time. What are you talking about? RuPaul's drag competition?
Is
this
this
the
like
new
the
gig?
same
Am I
as the sport ball
I
energy?
just put it there.
But I saw the one episode I was watching. There was a straight lad doing it,
Boo.
and then there was like, what's up with that?
Go ahead, right? Or be straight, but like, if you want, it's an insidious culture, if you ask me. But you know what I saw someone do? Someone who I actually like was like they announced the RuPaul's like, and by the way, that one's straight, and they're all like, what, whatever. When they're all the lineup, and somebody was like, I'm not sure I liked RuPaul outing Maddie Moore for outing.
As a straight person,
Outing! Get fucked! I was like, let's not queerify straight people. Like, Jesus.
so like coming out
He's
as straight.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. Like, yeah, you might have to come out and tell people you like dressing up as a woman.
Loads
or
of
whatever.
lads called Dara around the country going,
Jesus
listen, I'm
Christ.
actually straight. Yeah, Dara, we knew.
We know. We can tell from your jeans. Like, we know.
We can tell from your jersey, your Leinster jersey.
It is a weird kind of fine line, isn't it? Because you obviously want like ally, but you can't. I don't think you can fully let a straight person in that kind of capacity into that competition. And I think RuPaul sets a precedent of what's acceptable or celebrated in culture. You know, and I think that's kind of making a kind of like. Remember you said about people having like a sexy conversation, and they said it was queer just because it was sexy or something, wasn't it?
Oh, people who they're like an open relationship, or they do
they've
swinging or
open
something.
relationship, a straight open relationship, but they call themselves queer
And it's
because
like,
of
that's
that.
queer. It's like, no,
Yeah.
it's not.
I think there needs to be that kind of divide, that segregation.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I was listening to your podcast, and someone told you you have loads of gay fans.
I was very excited to hear that.
Yeah.
Thanks
Me
for
and
that, by the
Finn watched Alexander, film about Alexander and the ancient Greeks. Alexander, a film about Alexander.
Are you telling us your brief history of homosexuality?
Yeah. No, but what's interesting is they didn't have a word for homosexual. They didn't have that word. They just had sexual. There was sexual activity or sexual words, but they didn't have the word homo. There was no idea, no conceptualization of same sex being any different from any other type.
They've been doing it the whole time. Obviously, they've been doing it the whole time. The
Yeah.
way this thing of like, oh yeah, there's too many now. They've been doing it the whole time, and lots of gays like to lean into the Greeks and be like, "Sure, the Greeks, this was happening in the Greeks. The Greeks are also having sex with underage children.
Yeah,
so,
they were. They had
which
little
is raping
boys.
them.
Yeah, they
yeah.
kinda
So
had, like Aristotle had.
yeah, but they have that
his
in.
boy.
That's in.
That's not. I wasn't just because I feel like the way the conversation shifted is like I'm pro that, not pro that.
No, we understand.
Well, no,
Guys,
it's
just feel
not
like the
just
comeback
Europeans. There's Arab
won't do well
cultures
if
as
I'm
well.
like defending paedophilia.
We're not
the
having your
comeback will
boy.
be done.
We're not having your little, little
No.
steward
I need this
as,
for the
as
comeback.
a guest on this
I can't
podcast.
be promoting pedo stuff. If I need it for the comeback.
I follow this guy on Instagram, and he's a guy who says he's not gay, but says that he has these kind of like heterosexual, kind of like male bonding, mutual wanking kind of like ceremonies that he calls.
Oh, I
And
follow
he's-
that guy.
And he's like, how can you tell me that you're a bro if you have not engaged in a ball cupping ceremony with your best bud? If you have not engaged in the Spartan act of taint sniffing. And taint sniffing.
Yeah.
And he was all like, the ancient Spartans used to get high on the pheromones of the
Yeah.
taint of their best bros. And then they would go out there and they would like, go to war for these people, you know?
There's that. I've seen that guy. I'm kind of obsessed with him. He does
Yeah.
these kind of seed release ceremonies.
Seed release ceremony. Yeah,
and he's
he,
like,
he says
guys,
he's like Celtic.
I'm just feeling insanely vibrant. It's the day before we do our live mutual collective seed releasing, and it's just going to be us guys together, just releasing our seed. Just cannot wait. I'm feeling so vibrant. I'm feeling so ready for it. And he's so sincere about
Yeah.
these seed, and he's just like just doing a circle jerk.
Yeah,
Like,
he
that's
is.
Yeah,
just-
that is what you're doing. It's just a wank. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
That can be fun, but
yes,
that's what
but
you're doing.
these people who put too much emphasis on all this stuff, I'm like, you are actually playing into they think they're being very open and, you know, new wave and liberal about this, but actually all you're doing is playing into the thing that there's something, you know, unusual about wanking.
Yeah,
Actually, it's real grand. It's
Yeah,
just a
it's real
wank. Like,
grand,
it's no
yeah.
big deal.
it is.
You stop trying to create. I keep wanting another word. I need a word for like
Fact is a nice light one.
no, like almost like fetishize. Stop trying to create something, not fetishize, but stop trying to create something
Yeah.
where they I said this on the podcast before, and I didn't
what
quite
you
get the word. When they pathologize, isn't
Yeah,
that
that
they
sounds
create
like about right.
something worse? And
Do
that
you
sounds
guys
so-
have a word for that? Send us in your words.
No, they kind of make it put it on a pedestal, or they put it as some sacred kind of, you know.
Like
I said last time I
deify-
said eulogize. You both said no.
Yeah, it's not, and I don't think pathologize is right either, because then I was thinking of
Can we stop
state pathologist
eulogizing
Mary
wanks?
Cassidy.
No,
What do we think? Let's go
eulogizing
back in
facts.
time. Mary Cassidy was on that dancing show. What story
she?
there? She was on the dancing. I know this is really old news. It's literally they're
That was
currently
last
in the
year.
middle of a different series.
What are you
but, like,
talking about? Barry Cassidy.
State pathologist, Dr. Mary Cassidy.
Oh yes. Okay. Yeah. Ireland state pathologist was on the Dancing
Well, the
Stars.
former. But
Last
Jesus
year.
Christ. Anyway, let's not talk about it. But I just
That's really insane.
Mm.
State pathologist.
Anyway, I
That
found
really-
out that
yeah.
I'm.
Gay.
No, this is the thing. I found out that I'm not gay. Right.
oh sorry.
I know.
Ah.
I was a bit sad as well. I thought I might be
I
like
don't know.
somewhere on the Kinsey scale, right? And I was trying to do a test for the podcast because, you know, I'm fucking no ideas for my podcast anymore,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
So I was trying to do a gay test, the Kinsey scale test. And the first question just eliminated everything. It just said, when have you actually had feelings? And I was like, fucking feelings is the thing I've been missing. Never. Like,
Feelings
never like, I appreciate the real form.
Wait. The
Oh,
first
yeah.
question on the gay test is: are you attracted?
No, but like, how
to-
often have
to-
you had feelings for another man? I'm like, I've had feelings, you know?
What
Like
about us?
actual, you know.
But not romance.
Not romance, you know. I like being hugged by men, and I like, you know, hanging out with men, and I think some men are super hot, you know. But feelings, like, no, that's
And when
the missing.
you know when you're
gayest
just with a
sentence
group
I've
of
ever
men,
heard.
and
I know you said it to me
I like
before.
being hugged by men. I like sniffing their taint. I like,
Yeah.
you know, I like.
Like,
that
I
kind
don't
of
think
thing.
I've had feelings. Obviously, I've had the rough and tumble. Of,
Yeah, you know.
heterosexual life. You know, yeah.
We didn't
Had a
kiss-
few
we fucked,
feats,
we
you
didn't
know,
kiss
I
on the
love
lips.
hugging the men. I like
Yeah.
the smell of their, you know, it gets me, riles me up. But you know, no feelings.
Being
No
penetrated by a man. I love that. I love
But there was
that.
no love in it.
You know, I've
There
had
was no love in his
long-term
eyes.
relationships with men, monogamous. But have I had feelings?
Long-term
you know?
committed relationships. There was love there. Do I have feelings? You know what someone did to me? Well, I don't know if it's. I know what actually happened many years ago in talking MySpace, and so probably 2005ish. And there was this little app thing that was on it. It's impossible to try and remember what these websites were like, but there was an app thing, and it was test if you're gay. And I was like, okay, well, I'll try this. And it was like you ticked a few things, and it was like, do you do this? I was like, no, whatever. As if no, it was before I was wired to the internet, and knew that it's all garbage. But anyway, I was like, ticked a thing, and one of them was like, it said, have you ever had sexual thoughts about a boy or something like that? And when I clicked yes on that one, there was no submit. There was no like enter my answers. When I clicked submit, I saw it on someone else's profile. So I went via her profile, did this. As soon as I clicked submit, the screen changed and it said, your answers have been sent to this person who had it on their MySpace page.
God.
And I was sick.
Oh my God.
Sick over it. I was
And
like,
did they? Did it?
I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
I think
Oh
it's a
my
prank.
God.
That sounds
I
like a
think it's
prank.
probably a prank.
That's so
But
funny.
like, it was not. It was
Yeah,
terrifying.
No, that's terrifying.
That's the
That's
kind of
so
shit.
That's
wrong.
That's the kind of shit that
That's
used to
not from
happen.
Killian.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
no,
Fucking hell,
no.
man.
The comeback
You
is
got some
so
mad
nice.
takes here. All this like, I'm going to take a
That
little
is
steward.
so
That's so
funny.
funny.
No,
that you
no,
get-
not funny. That funny in the old kind of Edwardian sense. That things that are funny are wrong.
Lucky I'm looking
There's
forward
a
to
funny
eating this Nutella.
smell. There's a funny smell.
Something is rotten in the state of gay Mark.
Hmm.
Who's gay Mark?
Yeah. Well, just
Oh,
a guy
hi, gay
called Mark.
What else?
That's insane. That's terrible. That's so wrong.
That's awful.
Yeah, it was bad. Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
I feel very loosey-goosey today. Do you
Yeah,
feel
me
it?
too.
I
feel
feel
it.
very much
Yeah.
like we're in the car or just like shooting the shit.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's what this podcast is about. Just
I
three
know, but
blokes
I'm
shooting
trying.
shit.
I'm trying not to become. People tell you what they like about the podcast, and I try not to then incorporate
All right,
that.
go on. Let's do one. Let's do one brazenly. as brazen as we can.
They like
What
when
they
we get
like?
on.
Yeah, what do they like?
They like when we
They like when
reveal
we get
that
on
we
our
are
don't.
friends.
Yeah.
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 Which obviously, I don't know. We don't see each other outside of this, and
Never.
we don't get on. We aren't friends really. Wouldn't
Outside,
consider-
I said, shut your fucking little
yeah,
pig
don't
mouth.
talk to
and
me. We don't
talk until we get
communicate.
on the podcast.
We only communicate through Hilary.
Mhm.
But like when we contractually have to talk to each other, that's when we talk to each other.
Can I tell you something that Raymond wants to be included in the podcast? Raymond,
Okay.
my partner. Well, he said the first time he met Tony, we went to the Stellar Magazine Awards. Remember
Oh,
that?
yes.
And we went to that, and then Raymond made fun of another comedian, and Tony's response was, "I don't feel comfortable with that." And then they both burst out laughing, and it was very funny. But Raymond feels like that you really bonded over that. You probably
Wait.
wouldn't even remember who the comedian was, whatever.
Was it me?
No, it wasn't even a big. It wasn't even.
Because I was
Raymond.
at that event.
It was actually just slagging. It wasn't even like I hate this person or whatever. But it was just very brief. But it was funny, and Tony went, "I don't feel comfortable with that." And then they both just laughed and talked more about computer games or whatever you
Yeah,
talked
we
about
did.
next. Yeah.
It was also at that
What's the clear,
event.
what needs to be cleared up? There is that.
I don't want to clear up.
Not to clear up, just a bit of fun.
It's just
Okay,
a bit of
okay.
fun. It's just something that Raymond asked to include in the podcast.
I do
so
love
I
Raymond.
did.
Name
I do remember
and
that.
Shane.
No,
Name
I-
and
I
Shane.
will not name and Shane.
Yeah, I got on well with him very, very quick. I think we're very similar, actually.
Well, we live together. Ray has kind of got a relationship with all of us. in
Mhm.
many
Oh, wow.
ways.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mainly-
One thing
mainly
I
me.
found.
I don't know if I have
this
feelings
is
for him,
something
but-
that I found. You won't like this, Tony. Even though I feel like I can say
Okay,
this to a
I'm
lot of
fucking
people, but I
pissed
know
off.
that Tony won't like this. But me and Anna, I remember we met your beautiful wife Terry, and we both afterwards were like, "Oh, Terry's the funny one,"
Oh,
which is he doesn't like it.
Am I passing now?
She's so funny though. Very,
She is
very
very
funny.
funny.
And then Ray is also funny. And I would say
Mhm.
Anna's probably funnier than me. Like,
mhm.
though we
She's
all
very
work
dry,
as
very funny.
professional comedians, I think our partners are all funnier than
No,
us.
do you know what? Fuck all them. We're fucking gas.
Where's
there's a
their
reason.
followings?
Well, I mean, maybe they don't crave attention and have sort of weird psychological problems. Maybe that's just what's going on there.
There was at that Stellar Awards, I won't name the celebrity,
Mhm.
but there was a celebrity smoking a joint outside of it.
Oh yeah.
And I said, and they went off and said, all right, come on, we smoke this. And then I followed them and I said, where are we going? And they said, oh, you're not having any of this. This is just for me.
What?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Name and Shane.
No, never.
Name and Shane.
Oh my God.
They
What
said-
else?
and they were like aghast that I would assume that I was having a bit. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, but that's not the
You
culture.
can do the
of-
math.
Yeah.
You can do the math.
You know what else I noticed
Fucking-
about when you go to these celebrity events? When you go to the bathroom, you're the only one at the urinal. You have the urinals to yourself.
Oh, wow.
I don't know why.
Wow.
No one needs to use the urinal for some reason. They're all in the queue. Now, mostly,
Sometimes
many of them
during
are women, so that's why the gents' toilets are generally freer. But
That's true.
there's no one at the urinals. No chatting
Interesting.
at the urinals at the
Interesting.
glossy events. That's what I've noticed.
Yeah.
What's great about that is everyone,
They're taking coke,
I know.
No,
Yeah.
I know.
cocaine.
But what's
Yeah.
great about that is that everyone leaves their dinner and then Daddy gets two
That's-
dinners.
Oh yeah,
Hoover it all
Maybe
up.
even 3 dinners.
Yeah.
The bin
it's like
is
a
back.
Debs. Yeah.
He's like a
Yeah.
bottomless pit, our Tony.
I am.
I'm moving today. It's
Would you
moving
give
day.
yourself a fucking break?
Yeah.
You got a flight, you're doing a podcast, you're moving today.
This is the comeback kid. He's doing it. He's doing it all today. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get my missus back. You know, I'm gonna
Oh
show
my
up.
God.
I'm gonna. She's gonna take me back. I'm gonna
Jesus.
give her the keys to an apartment that I don't own.
Are you moving in your own van?
We van drama.
Van drama?
Huge van drama. Oh my god.
Van Morrison or
No.
or
No. Van Sundermann.
oh.
Someone came up to my
Don't
family
get
on
the
Christmas
vaccine.
who like vaguely knew us and said, "And now, how is Christmas with the Van Sunders?"
Oh, that's
It's
cute.
so wrong.
Oh, that's
But it was
cute.
nice. Like,
That's about
she'd obviously just watched Sound of Music and then was like, Van Tramp family, and then saw the Sunderman family and sort of got
Yeah, well, did you know I met Jean-Claude Van Damme?
no.
What?
Yeah, one time I very briefly met Jean-Claude Van Damme at the Late Late Show.
How?
You met Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Remember Jean-Claude Van Damme was at the Late Late Show?
No.
That's-
I don't watch that garbage. I'd love to be
Wait,
on
you
it, but
met
I don't
Jean
watch
Van-
it.
Yeah, it was the
Jean-
first night I was
Jean-Claude
doing the
Van-
warm-up for the audience, and then Jean-Claude Van Damme just came in, and I was like, hi. He was like, hi.
Did he do anything with his legs?
He did a splits thing, and I think Paddy Keelty wore a little outfit. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
That's very cool.
I know. Great. Sorry, just.
So I took that from you, Killian. I'm sorry.
No, but I was
It's just that you said
I mean,
Van Sunders and then
Yeah.
the Von Trapp.
I can't. Let's go back. So it was Van Sunderman's Van Trapp.
Von Trapp.
Van Sundermann. So
Tony has
Sorry, just
something.
one quick thing on
Oh,
Jean-Claude
yeah,
Van
okay.
Damme.
Yeah, that's
I've
cool.
been reading this book. I finished it. The Last Action Hero is all about the kind of rise and fall of action movies from the 70s to the 90s, and the bit about
this doesn't
Jean-Claude.
feel short. This feels
I'm-
like a
no, I'm not
long
gonna-
setup
I'm gonna
for
give
a
you the whole
long bit.
But it's a bit with Jean-Claude Van Damme. He literally like moved to LA because he wanted to be an actor, and all he would do was like go into casting, agents like rooms, do the splits, do big high kicks, and he would literally stand outside like fancy restaurants and wait for producers to come out. And one of these producers came out, even Joel Silver walks out, and Van Damme just like kicks him and like has an inch away from his face.
Oh, yeah, nice.
And Joel Silver's like, "What the fuck?" And then he starts like jumping and doing high kicks, and he says like he starts saying like, "I'm Jean-Claude Van Damme. I'm young. I'm hungry. I'm fucked. I will work for bread." And just the line, "I'm young. I'm hungry. I'm fucked.
I love that.
And it'll work for
I
bread.
work for bread."
But that's a French
And then he
man.
hired him
They
for
love
Predator.
bread.
He's
Yeah.
Belgian.
Yeah, that's true as well. Sorry, that's
Famously, the muscles from Brussels.
Muscles from Brussels.
Yes.
I love him. He's great.
Anyway, the Von Trapp family Robinsons.
No, the Van Sunderman, the Sunderman
Yes.
van. Well, the Sunderman McCarthy van. But we are, obviously, you guys know, been living out my parents. That's out in Dunleary.
It's a well documented saga
The
that
fans
you've
have
been living
loved
there.
it.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
The fans have
we've
loved your
been
misery.
parking
Somebody
our,
really commented and said more time for Killian to talk about
more
miserable
misery.
life.
Well, this
Yeah.
is added misery, which is an area I lived for my formative years. So I have an association with them. My grandparents also lived there. I would consider that if there was a place that I would call home, that's home. Okay.
Yes.
We had to go back home and live there for a while. All our stuff was in this van, and we were parking it on the public street
Sure.
where there's free parking.
Sure, on street. People
We went on people on the street. We went on holidays, and when we came back, and there was a note on our van.
Very Berlin.
Note on our van.
Mm.
This is very South County Dublin as well, and they note on our van that said, "This is not public parking. This is neighborhood parking. It's a white van, mind you, white Ford Transit, and this has been reported to the police and the council."
Go ahead, bitch.
Then we got a letter. We got a letter from the council saying our car has been reported as being abandoned. If we don't do something in the next 2 weeks, it'll be towed. And also, your tax is out of date or something like that. They'd
Oh
said that
my
our tax was out
God.
of date. They reported our tax. We just hadn't picked our tax is not out of date. We just hadn't picked up that gets delivered to Clare. There's a bit of a thing. Anyway, I blew up. Like I was like, poor woman in the council. I was like, what happened to a little thing called neighborly love?
Oh my
What
god!
happened to a little thing called community in this country?
I can't wait to see this side of you.
What happened to? I was fuming. I was actually gonna print out the laws of like public parking
Wow.
and deliver it to every single person on the street. I was just enraged. I was like, I fucking grew up here. This is 50 meters from our house. How disgraceful. I said, it's a nice thing to get a nasty little note like that when you just come home from holidays.
Oh my
I was like,
God.
we were on holidays in New York.
That's a
I love
big
it.
shit.
I love it.
Anyway, I wanted their information. I was like, give me their number. I want the number. And she was like, I can't give you that. It's a massive GDPR breach. And I was like, well, you tell them I'm going to be parking my car outside that house every day forever.
Oh,
And
wow.
and then they said they contacted them. Anyway, Anna was getting out of the van. She parked it on the street. I am like kind of almost forcing her to park it there because I'm just so outraged that they would report us to the guard.
busybodiness of it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
that's what
just
happens when you
hate
get
a
older and
busybody.
you don't have
Yeah.
any more fucks.
Yeah.
All the fucks to give are kind of elsewhere. So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
find something and are like, all right, this is the ultimate fuck I have to give about. You know?
Yeah. Well, Anna was getting out, and it's all old people who live on that.
Did you
street.
take a picture of the note?
Yes, we do have a picture of the note.
Let's post it on the Young Hot
Yeah,
Guys
let's post it on
Instagram.
the
We
Instagram.
can do that stuff now.
Anyway, this woman came up to Anna and accosted her essentially. Accosted her, saying that she couldn't park her van on a street. Because why? Because do you know what she said? She said you can't. This is really only for people who live on the street. She said only people who live on the street are allowed to park here, which is baloney.
Not true.
And then she said only people who live on the street could park there. And then And I was like, well, I mean, like we're around the corner. It's quite hot. It's a housing crisis. We are forced to live back in where our parents, people are leaving us notes reporting us to the police while we're already going through a tough time. And she was like, yes, but sometimes when my friends visit, they can't park there because your van's there. And I was like, but I thought your friends don't live on the street, so surely they're not allowed to park there.
Nice.
No, she didn't say that. But she thought.
You thought of it later.
Yeah, I thought of it later.
Is there a German word for that?
There's a
Thought of it
French.
later.
There's a
Is there?
French. L'esprit d'escalier, the spirit of the stairs.
Yeah.
That's too late. You've already thought of it, but
Well,
it is.
Anna, with the spirit of the stairs, thought of that comment afterwards. But anyway, we are at war with the area I grew up in, and I'll never be able to afford to live there, so it's fine. But like
I think you
good riddance to my home.
So you know where she lives?
I know the house, and I am gonna pen a letter. I'm gonna pen one of my favorite letters. Wow, just wow.
Maybe it
Put her
needs-
on blast.
Wow, just wow.
Wow.
I don't know what's happened to people. Why are they?
Maybe
why are
the
they
house
so...
could use a nice little egg wash, methinks.
What's an egg wash?
You throw eggs at a house.
Throw
too.
eggs at it.
But
Yeah.
egg wash is also what you may put on a pastry. Whatever.
That wasn't even
Yeah,
very
that's
funny.
true.
Sorry, I'm just angry. I'm really upset about it.
What's that kind of like Irish Times kind of prose, like for the
Achora.
letters? Yeah,
Dear
I know,
sir.
I don't know. Yeah, dear sir. How is it hard? Like, do people choose to write, or do they only accept letters written in that kind of prose?
No, it's just people are sheep.
Is that their kind of that's their kind of writing style?
What do you mean, like?
Like when people send in their like opinions, and you write a letter and you get a letter printed in the Irish Times.
Further to John Gormley's article on
Yeah,
this, that, and
exactly.
the other.
Oh yeah.
I wish
yeah.
to clarify such a point.
It's all very
No,
like
it's
the dear
just
gentleman.
you don't realize. It's like
has
with
the gentle
Joe Duffy. It's actually just the same 50 people writing the letters again and
It
again.
really is,
So
and
it's
I
just
hate the fact that they appear to be the voice.
No, it's
of-
really just a small section of people. They
Do
listen to
you-
RT Lyric. They send
Yeah.
they send the text into Marty going, oh my God, Marty, we're absolutely loving the Vivaldi this morning. We're off to wherever. I don't know, Shane could do a better one of those.
Do
but-
you get notified?
Sorry,
if
you'll have one next week.
do you get notified if they publish your letter? Because
No,
I
you
would
just-
like to.
No, you just have to buy it.
See, I don't think they publish. I would like to see if I can get a letter printed because I do like that. I like texting into a radio show, just garbage, and they read it out.
It's a bit faceless, though, isn't it? Like, I mean, they should. Maybe they do get back. I don't like the idea that you would send in a letter and they wouldn't be like, just let you know we're actually going to print that. Like, that's easy for them to do.
Yeah.
And they could probably do an automatic system. They're like, here's our letter. All right, we'll just take that. It's very
I did
fucking-
see someone post my article in the Irish Times. It was like, "That's a letter, babes." It was like, you don't have an article in the Irish Times. Let's stop saying that.
Dear sir, still yet to receive my payment for my, my article posted
Further
last
to my
week.
article
Further to my
printed
article.
December 20th last. I wish to seek. What's that word?
What are they
Remittance.
about? What are the letters to the? I like the ones.
My mate Joe is just constantly writing letters to try and get rid of the Angelas.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
you were saying that
you-
at the live
yeah,
night,
you
you
were
wrote
mentioning
that
that
every
before.
week,
Yeah, I mean, is there? Remember, there used to be the Metro. Do they still give that out? Like, I wouldn't know. I'm not really a commuter. I'm not-
No, they don't. I
But
like
they used to give out the Metro. It was amazing.
Although I have had someone did message me saying like, what was up with Killian saying he was on the dart, saying that he was better than everybody.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't think he meant that, and I think he was
Yeah.
doing a bit, but I did get it.
People thinking that I think I'm better than everyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I do. Yeah.
There was one.
No. I think it's. I mean, that's what
Like you
I'm
couldn't be a more humble
recognizing.
guy. And I think
I'm
that people just got
recognizing
so
in
mis-
that moment. I feel like I feel like I'm the center of
because
the
you
universe.
just don't
you know?
normally get.
You know, you feel like you're in a movie. It's just
Yeah.
that. You know, you feel like. you're
I
in
know
a
we
movie.
generally save the fan mail for the bonus, but somebody sent in this, and I want Tony. Could you maybe help?
Sure.
This is to the Instagram YHG Pod. Is that what it's called?
YHG pod
YHG Pod.
at YHG pod.
And you won't be on a list. Someone also said that they searched Young Hot Guys and they got the message saying child sex abuse is illegal, and their boyfriend told them to delete their Instagram. Don't worry, you'll be fine. You're not
Yeah,
on the
don't
list.
worry about that.
Anyway, Michael
Don't
sent
worry.
in Tony Horror's School of Self-Love Models by Dunn Stores, and it's two mannequins doing kind of shoulder stands, butt to butt. Do you know what that's?
Oh.
Why would that be related to you?
That
I
was
couldn't
so
figure that out.
confusing.
Michael, if you're listening, somehow my brain was like, Michael can
Are
write
you
back in
there
real
now,
time, but this is
Michael?
the past, so he won't be able to do that.
I mean, I say a lot of shit. Was I saying ass to ass was self love?
Ass to ass. Maybe it's just ass to ass.
Did we say that? I
What?
think we were saying ass to. We
Why are you saying ass to ass as if that's an explanation to this situation?
Well, this picture, these mannequins are lying ass to ass. Michael,
why is that-
could you please let us know if
Barry
we can
can
What did I
post that?
say? Jesus, I should really
I don't know.
what to
I
say.
think you recently said
but
ask to ask.
we
You said
launched
ask to.
we
I
launched
said
our
ask to.
Instagram fan and it was a fan page or Instagram page and Jesus, I mean, what in 24 hours we already had like 1,000 followers. It was,
Yeah, but
it was
we want
absolutely
more.
Broke the internet, but we put that up so that you can search online because when you search young hot guys on most servers, you will.
Yes.
It will say
Yeah, that's well-trodden territory, but it's great to have it now. So I'd like to do like a weekly round of each week. That'd be cute. Of the stuff we talked about. So the taint guy, your note,
Yes.
maybe my MRI scan from the time I had a bad back. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
I don't
That's
want
a
to
did
see
you
good
get
it.
an MRI scan?
Not this time, but a different time when I had a bulging disc, which is just a new word for slip disc.
Oh, you got a bulging disc.
I love that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll put that. You can have a look.
But
at
I have
my
no
spine.
feelings for it.
Yeah, because you don't have
You don't
feelings.
have feelings.
Okay, well, look great. Well, look great.
A scattergun approach to podcasting is what these guys are after. And I think that's what, if you're looking for something like that, just have on in the background while you're cooking or on the commute. Certainly a fun one to have a listen to. That's called The Young Hot Guys.
Yeah.
And that's
It's
available
called, what is it? people
wherever
say?
you get your
It's called
podcast.
Hot Young Guys.
Hot young guys, and it's really great.
Oh, do you know what? I actually, sorry.
It's not for me. It's not for me.
It's not, it's not really for me, but,
we got a review. You know that. Did you listen to it?
No.
So we got reviewed on a News Talk, the Andrea Gilligan show.
Oh.
And the two
National radio.
reviewers liked it. We got 9 stars out of 10. Which
9
is,
stars.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
which is good. It's an A2
hell.
in school. 9 out of 10.
Oh
One
my
gave
God.
5, one gave 4.
Now, don't
And-
say who didn't like it.
I will.
Okay, great.
Andrea Gilligan on News Talk, she said, it's not for me. And I will say, Andrea, you know what's not for me? Fucking you.
Oh my goodness.
Tell you what, the Andrea Gilligan blah, 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 lunchtime talk. Not for me.
Oh my God.
Not for me. I'll be over on Radio 1. That's where you can find me. Listen
Jesus.
to the dulcet, gorgeous tones of Louise Duffy. And then maybe the news at 1. Brian Dobson's retired, but I don't know who's going to take over there. But that's where I'll be. I won't be on News Talk.
Wow.
Anyway, thanks so much. And hopefully I get to be on more Bear Media shows coming soon.
Well, we just started a big beef. We started a big beef there.
She started it.
Yeah, that's true.
No, she didn't. She gave her
started
honest
it by
opinion.
giving her honest
opinion.
opinion.
I will say,
not a fan of me.
she
And then-
actually didn't say it in a bitchy way. She was just like, well, I just kind of, it wasn't for me. And they were like, yeah. It wasn't a big deal. That's
And then
no
don't
problem.
think she said
Yeah,
anything
that's
else after
classic.
that.
She
That's
didn't
classic
really- no,
Andrea
she-
Gilligan not committing to her opinion. Yeah.
To be honest, I'm not even
come
sure
on,
if that's her
commit to
name.
it. If you hate us, just say you hate us.
Say it.
Say it.
I
hate
think we
us.
need to have Andrea Gilligan on to quash this beef. She probably won't even fucking remember that she
Yeah,
listened to
she
it.
will
or
not.
reviewed
I
it.
think she probably gave one episode a listen just for the segment of the show. She wasn't even reviewing. She just was being a fastidious host or whatever. But anyway, thanks so much for.
Do you know
reviewing
the
us.
Irish Podcast Awards? You
Yes.
only have to submit 30-second clip of your podcast.
Stop.
That's it. They don't actually listen to the full podcast.
30 seconds.
Only 30, like a small clip. Maybe.
I'd say if we condense
one episode.
there's a good 15 seconds in this podcast.
yeah, I've got material. Yeah, probably. Yeah, so I'm just wondering which clip.
As
No,
to
it's not
us, foreskins. I don't know.
No,
There's
'cause I
so
think Blind
much.
Boy was nominated, but he didn't want to accept it. He made a statement as he does.
I love
But
that.
I like that
I would absolutely
because he didn't think it was.
still submit.
I will take
ours.
the award.
Yeah, I would take
I'd
the
take
award.
any
I'll take any. I will.
Yeah,
any
I'd take an
award.
award. It's so rare to get awards in our industry.
Yeah, and that's what you can vote for our dear friend Peter McGann in the Gossies for Social Media Star of the Year.
Oh,
Instagram
yeah.
star. Yeah.
congrats to him.
Congrats to Peter McGann. Vote for him. And who else is on?
Doesn't matter.
He's not
Doesn't
gonna
matter.
win.
Just
But I'm
vote,
sure,
vote for Peter
He's
McGann.
probably not going to win, but I hope he does. Not going to win though, but I hope he does.
No, he's
I hope he wins. But
Yeah.
He's not gonna.
Anyway, look.
Listen, if you're in Belfast, come see me on Saturday. I'm in Limelight on Saturday.
And I have a couple of gigs coming up. Can I, if you're in Dublin, recommend that you go to my second Vicar Street? The first one, it's actually kind of sold out, I think, almost. A handful of tickets left. So if you want to go to June 14th in Vicar Street, that's a few more to go there.
Yes.
But it'll be a lot of fun.
It reminds me of March 8th, which is in Vicar Street, which is similar. A few more to go there.
That's so funny. I was going to do Galway the same time you're there.
Oh,
But then, actually, Duck was just... Anyway, we'll talk about that later.
that's a mess.
We'll talk about it later.
And I would just like to shout out both these guys' gigs, and I will be supporting Shane, I think, in Belfast. And is it tonight? Dunleary?
If you're listening to this podcast and the day come out, we're in the Pavilion Dunleary.
We're in Pavilion Dunleary in my hometown, and I'm just going to shout at the audience because I assume at least one person who's gone to the show is the person who left the note on my car. So I will be shouting at the audience,
Yes.
bringing the mood right down.
And if you might notice there's going to be a white van parked right outside blocking actually the entrance. So just write your counsel about that and maybe look at the tax disc. Anyway, look, thanks very much for listening to this
Wait. Did the comeback work? Did I get the comeback?
Let's-
Comeback kid.
To be continued.
Then it's a comeback kid.
No, it's a comeback. No,
It was missing comeback girl. But anyway, look, thanks very much. Bye.
Bye.
Bitter, attractive, very attractive.
Hot and loud.
And a little bit sad.
He was the best guy around.
Oh my, is it hot in here or what?
You're an attractive guy.
It's the fabulous Tony Cantwell.
I'm talking about Shane Daniel Byrne.